You have another thing?
Yeah. When you bring yours, it'll be good.
It'll be better.
It'll be so much gooder. It'll be so much.
So much.
Let me tell you about how gooder it's gonna be. Ooh. Gotta do this so I know what I'm singing. Ooh. Hey, baby, come on over here and come my way. Baby, let me show you how I want to say. Baby, baby, you're gooder.
Baby, when I see you, my heart goes pitter-patter. I didn't think that my life could get any better. And now that I see you, I know that I need to start using bad grammar, because you're gooder.
Baby, you're gooder than any woman I ever knew before. They can hit the door for all I care. Baby, you're gooder than anything I see in nature. No meese, no mooses, no gooses. Baby, you're gooder. You're so good. You're so great and so grand. And it's the God has put you in my plan, girl. Come on over. Let me be your man. 'Cause you're good. You're good. You're great. Girl, you're gooder.
You got me saying bad grammar. When it comes to love, you are most better. I see you there, but I spelled it THEY''re. What's happened to me? I'm speaking bad grammar. I know you are the one, spelled W-O-N. When I see you, oh, you make me wanna sin. Just you and me getting F's in English.
Baby, we're gonna be dumb together. Me and you, it's spelled two. T-O-O, me and you, don't throw a shoe, S-H-O-W, at me for being in love with you.
I see you there and your looks I wanna read, but I spelled it R-E-A-D, pronounced it red. But red is how my cheeks are turning, but in that case I spelled red R-E-A-D. I got it wrong again.
Baby, you give me bad grammar again. Baby, you give me bad grammar, yeah.
That's right, baby. You are the absolute betterest.
Well, howdy there.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh man, I am feeling crappy as I'll get out. Hey, does this sound muddled or weird to you?
I can't tell.
Yo, you can't tell?
No, I can't tell. It could be. Let me just check.
Oh, you don't got your buds in?
I can't. Well, I can't. Is that better?
Maybe it's better.
Okay, I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
Don't know.
We'll find out though. We'll find out.
Hey, we're having a midlife crisis, and we don't know how to work technology.
Paul, you came over sad today.
Oh, I'm so sad.
What happened?
I'm putting on a performance face for the podcast.
Oh dear, that's.
Yeah, it's been a weird funk.
Is it
of a couple of days? It's a general life because this is having a midlife crisis. So that's the undertone. That is the soil to which we are planting our podcast.
These are the pants, and this is where you soiled.
Yes, these are the pants that I'm soiling, and unfortunately, I do put my pants on one leg at a time. I'm just like everybody else.
Actually, you know what? Once you get old like me, oh boy, two pants leg baby.
It's a 2 pants leg.
And also, listen here. Here's another thing that's fun.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
2 pants leg. Actually, this is what I do: socks, 2 pants leg, shoes, and then you get up and put everything, and then you put the pants all the way up.
Then you put the ensemble on.
Yeah. So like you do it all at one time.
It's a stage. It's like a rocket.
Yeah.
It's like stage 1, fuel boosters, but we're not even close to that thing taking off.
No. This is how because they always are T minus 10, 9. No. There's actually like a countdown of like 3 hours ahead of time.
Right.
That everyone is watching. And they go, this has to happen.
Yeah, 3 hours before we need to have the initial pre-launch checklist. We need to have one drop of fuel from the fuselage into the pre-ignited engine phase. That would be the socks.
It's a super extra pre-ignited phase.
The super extra pre-ignited phase. Yeah. I've been in a weird, it's like, well, that's why we're doing a podcast. It's like life in general, nothing is what I thought it would be, and so I'm constantly grappling with reality and a dream that may never happen.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of exacerbated. Almost sounds like I said a different word.
That almost sounds like it.
Hey!
Well, luckily, we did it.
Hey! Words that sound like other words that are inappropriate. I almost said one, and I almost said, oh, what?
Oh, no.
So, so it's exacerbated by I'm on this weird sleep schedule, which I cannot shake. I'm in this nocturnal sleep schedule, and it's driving me insane. Like, I cannot sleep at night, and I only want to sleep during the day. Mm-hmm. And so then I keep trying to do the, stay up all night, 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, to try to get yourself
so that I'm just so exhausted that my body will go to sleep the next night, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Have you tried melatonin?
No, I don't. I try not to do all of the drugs.
I would tell you, melatonin is a natural hormone that your body releases when you're tired.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. I subscribe to melatonin, the gummies. We like the gummies because it's like a little treat before bed,
Uh-huh.
And
you subscribe for the melatonin email list?
I love it. I love the whole shebang.
It sends you an email every night at 8 p.m.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey.
Literally at 8 p.m.
You're feeling tired?
Because you're a single fella. You're yellow fella here. Hey, yellow fella.
I didn't know I was yellow. You calling me yellow?
Hey, you calling me yellow. There you go.
Meet me at the town square at 8 p.m. with some melatonin.
Be there or be gummy.
It's show time in the town square. I've got my holster loaded up with drugs. I'm gonna shoot this man with a tablet, and I'll tell you where he's going. when I shoot 'em with melatonin.
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I got
Yeah.
nothing on that one.
It wasn't that good.
I was trying to figure it out if I was like a,
Well, and I kept
like a film noir or something.
yeah.
you know,
Well, and I
but,
kept playing a major chord when I meant to play a minor chord, so it threw everything
okay.
off.
That's okay.
That's because I haven't gotten a lot of sleep.
But oh yeah. So unlike when you're married, and this is something I found out when I got married, is that when your wife is tired and wants to go to bed, you are also tired and want to go to bed.
Oh yeah,
that's a thing, and I didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't know that was the thing?
I didn't know. And so that is part of our ritual. Is my wife will just be like, "I'm tired. I'm going to bed."
And then your body, there's just that sort of.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Yeah. So, that sounds like a lullaby, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So tired. So tired. I can't wait for my head to hit the pillow. And I want to take that melatonin without discouragement from Paul.
Josh has had a good day. His eyes are wide open. He doesn't want to sleep yet, but then his wife walks in. She doesn't care what he said. She hit the pillow now. It's time for bed.
It's time for bed, she said. This little birdie told me that it's 7:30. It's time for bed. That's what she said. This little birdie told me it's 7:30.
I can see that Josh's eyes are open with hope for more things to do tonight. But when he sees that I am lying down, I am his wife, and I'm always right. It's time for bed,
she said. A little birdie told me
it's time for bed, she said.
7:30. It's time for bed. Come wash my face. Tuck me in, kiss my lips, then go into your REM space.
It's time for bed, Josh. I noticed you weren't tired before, but I can see that you're tired now.
I just ate 20 milligrams of melatonin and now I feel tired.
20 grams of melatonin will put you to sleep just about as fast as your wife walking into the bedroom and going to bed. 20 milligrams of wife. All right.
Yeah, so that's so
that's one trick.
That's one trick. The other trick is to just not sleep at all.
That's the plan that I'm on now,
Yeah.
and it's driving me slightly insane. Just slightly though.
It's okay. You'll get through. You'll get there. I did notice this is something that has happened, and at some point in time in your life, was the last time you had a good night's rest.
I've never had a good night's rest ever in my life.
Oh, well, there.
I have had good rest during the day, though.
Oh, okay.
There has been some naps in my life.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
And it's usually when I'm in kind of these states right now where I can't sleep at the nighttime, but then I will hit a phase at like 11 in the morning or something.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I'm hearing you. I'm listening. I'm just pressing pause on the video so I can go over here and do this because the sun is ruining my life.
Oh. Was it like glaring right into your
like
face?
Right into my eyes.
Right into your face holes?
My face eyes. Okay. See, this is why we need a. This is why we need a person.
Here's the plan, all right? First, we get huge on the YouTubes, okay?
get huge on the
We
YouTubes.
start making some serious dough,
Then we
okay?
get at least $300 a year.
We get $300 a year divided between the two of us. That's $150.
150.
Okay, and then the government's gonna take their 30%. All right, so
So
that
it's
gives
like
us about
50 bucks.
100. So we got about 100 left,
So we got about $200 to give to someone for the year.
and then we get about $200, and then we give it to a guy who does all of this for us, and we provide quality entertainment to the
Listen,
people.
let me tell you about the quality of
Quality entertainment to the people. We're just gonna come on again. You know what I mean?
Poor Paul. I didn't know that you're having trouble sleeping. It is true though that like I found out recently that just someday was the last time you had a good night's rest.
Yeah,
It just one day you just wake up and you don't know. That's the fun thing is you don't know what it was.
yeah.
You can't plan for it. If you
No.
knew that if you're like you got like a notification tonight's the last night, you're like I'm gonna take advantage of whatever this is. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know what that feels like. But again, I know what it feels like to just like fall asleep in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And then just zonk out, don't got anywhere to be that night or whatever, and I can just sleep until I wake up and I'm going like, oh my gosh, that just felt nice. I never have that at night. Never had it at night ever.
And it could be your circadian rhythm.
It's circadian rhythm. I think I was just built to be a comic. I think I was just built to be up until 2 a.m. because no matter how, that's the thing, no matter how exhausted I am, no matter how many all-nighters I have, come about 8, 9 p.m., I can pop into full energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done shows on like 2 nights in a row with no sleep.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't know it because I'm bringing the heat, baby.
I'm bringing the heat, baby.
I'm bringing the heat. So that's going on. So the sleep thing, but then I'm also in this very much like, like the comedy career, because I still have a day job, so I don't really have a comedy career.
Yeah.
I have a comedy. Thank God, I have a job to supplement my.
I would put honestly. I wouldn't say it's not. You're doing okay. Just so you know, and if you wanted to put all the comedians out on a chart, and if you had to like judge you where you are, you're doing pretty good.
Okay.
So
let's start with who I'm better than so that I can feel good about myself. Tell me all the comedians I'm better than by name.
Well, it looks like I think we got about 40 minutes left for the podcast. Okay, let's go with this. Jim.
Oh, screw that
Mark,
guy.
Jeff.
Wait, don't say Jim because Jim Perry might hear this and think you meant him.
No,
we
it's
did not mean you, Jim Perry.
Jim Perry. Speaking of which, I'll be at JP's Comedy Club in November. I believe it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was just at JP's last week, and thank God for JP because he has provided some really cool opportunities for me. So, yeah, so I'm in this, and it's not so much... it's like I'm getting performance opportunities. I'm in a bit of a material crisis.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that I'm doing on stage in terms of my written material. I want to throw it all away.
Correct.
And start over. And I'm trying to start over, and it's not going.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I didn't automatically write the most incredible, funniest stuff you've ever heard.
Yeah.
After about, so I've kind of been into this transition for about, I would say about a month now, to where it's like I had what I was doing. Oh, we getting the call?
What in the world is that?
Ooh, it's like syncing to your computer. It's like Apple Sync or something.
I know. What a weird. Okay.
Was that the call of destiny?
This is why we need a person. Okay, so I think I don't know if we've broached this yet, but if I was once told by a very well-off, very famous comedian who said that if you are not constantly questioning whether or not you should be a comedian, then you probably shouldn't be a comedian.
Oh,
You know?
okay, good.
So like it's just one of those things where you go, okay, I like you know, when you have to have the skill and the ability. You also have to have the confidence to know that you're good enough to do this for a living, but also to hate yourself enough to not believe in the things that you're doing. And you know, so it's like this weird mixture of like, I hate myself, I love myself, I hate myself, why aren't you booking me, I'm the worst,
right.
you know?
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah
I've got that.
So
Actually, it's fine. I was watching one of those like successful life podcasts, business guy. I think it was Impact Theory, maybe, and I can't think of the guy's name. But then he had, you know, the author on there who wrote the book that everybody's reading, and he said, well, you know, I've studied entrepreneurs, so he's one of those guys, and he goes, every successful person I've ever met has three things in common. Number one is they have this insane belief in themselves and in their dreams. Number two, they have this absolute insane disbelief in themselves and think that they're totally nuts and that they're never going to be successful. So those two things are just always battling each other.
Always at all
But
times.
then the third thing he says is they do have a capacity to discipline themselves to pursue whatever it is that they're pursuing. And that's where I go like, how disciplined am I? And I don't think I'm very disciplined. And so that's been a hard, like, look at myself in the mirror moment.
Jerry Seinfeld very famously said, like, when he was about 2 or 3 years into comedy, and he realized that he's like, okay, I want to do this full time. I knew that and he said, I know that my jokes are not good enough right now. So he said he's going to throw it all away. And he said, okay, I know I might not have the drive to do some of the crazy things that some of these other guys were doing, you know, but he said, okay, but I know that I can wake up by 10 a.m. and I can get to a coffee shop and I can write for 2 hours a day,
right?
You know, whatever, even if 30 minutes a day, whatever it is. And so that's really what you go, okay, what do I have the capacity to do, and how can I get myself to do it? And honestly, right now, I'm not doing it. You know, I know what I need to do. I was talking with my wife last night, the night before, where I'm in a similar situation where my material needs to get better. I've hit a lull in my career, and I need to either double down and work on my material and really push it, or focus on something else.
Right.
And both of those things are perfectly fine. There's no right or wrong answer, but I just have to choose. Do I want to focus on comedy and like really punch and just go work at the clubs and go to these open mics where I have to sit there for 3 hours listening to bad comedy?
Unless you come to the NCT open mic, which is 1 hour.
It is, but also that's once a week.
That's true.
Realistically, if you want to get better at comedy, you have to be at 5 nights a week
minimum.
5,
I would say 7 sets minimum.
Yeah. But that's where I am. I'm like, okay, so I need to build a new hour, and I got to do all these other things that it's something I want to do, but we're not in a position here that makes it easy for for people like us, where we go, I need more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to wait around for 3 hours to get my 5 minutes.
Get the 5 minutes at 1 a.m. to the 4 comics who have been outside smoking weed.
Yeah. At that point in time, it would make more sense for me to sit in here, put my video camera on, and record myself doing a bunch of sets, and just to get the repetition. That would make more sense to me than doing that. But just because I'm like, okay, I need 5 minutes is not. I need 15 minutes minimum 3 times a week just to work on new material.
Yeah,
that's minimum.
And if we were Bill Burr in LA, we would pop into the Comedy Store and we could probably get 4 15-minute sets. 2 in the original room, 2 in the main room, any night of the week.
One in the belly room.
One in the
Then you go over to the improv. You can work in the lab. You can work in the main room, the improv. Then you go to the Laugh Factory. You know.
Yeah.
So we're just not set. This area is not in a.
I'm trying to get that with NCT. So my initial plan with NCT was to mirror the pay-to-play open mics in LA, which are 5 or 6 open mics a night on the hour, starting to from 4 to 10.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Okay.
So you could literally do exactly what you're saying. And I actually did that. In 2019 was the first year that I was like, I am going to really focus on comedy, and I am going to do a minimum of 7 sets a week. totally easy to do in LA, especially
Yes.
with those pay-to-pay. Because,
fair.
if I missed a night, no problem. I would go sit in one of the pay-to-plays for 3 hours, but I would get 15 minutes of material. And then I could either do the same 5 over and over again to really refine, or I could do a 15-minute set just spread out over
the whole
and
thing.
then I could go the next night and do the second 15 minutes, Matter of fact, I had a big show in Tucson in November that I was headlining and filming, so I was going to be like my comedy special. And I'm going, I need to rehearse a lot of this. So I actually drove to LA for a week just to pay to do open mics in LA because I needed that format. So then I got, I think, 10 open mics. Or 10 repetitions, 10 5-minute sets, so 50 minutes of work in like 3 days.
Yeah, we have just my wife and I have discussed. Okay, like this is something that like by the way, if you're watching this or listening to this, most probably you shouldn't do this. Okay.
Don't do
probably what
do as we say, not as we do.
No, but if you are in a position where we are, you go, okay, this is something that we need to invest ourselves in and whatever. And my wife and I are talking. Okay, do I go spend a week in LA a month? Every month do I go spend a week in LA, or do we look for an apartment in Nashville where I can fly into Nashville and I can spend a week there doing things and working and do so. Like these are things that these are questions that are bonkers to most people, but make sense to us.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to pitch it live on the podcast, and it will not be edited out.
I'm not going to edit this out. Listen to me. Future Josh.
What if you and I commit to doing a 2-person open mic, and it's Paul and Josh? You do 30 minutes for me, I do 30 minutes for you. And it could be like a punch-up mic. It could be a workout mic. But we're doing it every day.
Ooh, okay. But where?
Or here.
Oh, here. Okay.
Or at my place.
Or what if but that's we could do that. We could do let's figure it out.
Because it's, like we come to my place because it's all we just need is a microphone and a chair.
Yeah.
Right. And we don't even need to have the microphone plugged in. Right. But, we could film it or we could just do it.
How about instead of how about if it's 30, how about once a week? And that way it gives us time to work on it.
There you go.
Let's go once a week because every day I'll be gone.
Yeah.
I'll be gone.
That's crazy talk.
And you'll also be gone because you're doing things. I'm doing things.
We're doing things. So we do like a 30-minute, that's something like a headlining set. That's kind of like a showcase headlining type set.
It's so we're it's more or less like a workshopping.
Yeah,
it's just a workshop.
Yeah,
and that's great. Let's do it.
And so about 4 a.m. when I couldn't sleep.
Is that when we're doing this?
Yeah, that's when we're gonna do it. It's gonna be our 4 a.m.
I'll be up,
when your wife is asleep.
I was gonna say I'll be up. I'm going to bed at 7:30. I'll be up at 4 anyway.
I know, right? That happens so many times where I'm still awake from the night before, and then I'm starting to get business emails and stuff, and I'm just responding at 4 a.m. because I'm up. So yeah, what I started to do was I literally started doing exactly what you said. I started filming myself, and I just was I just want a new opening line.
Yeah.
What's my new opening line?
What's your new opening line?
And I tried it
standard? What's your standard right now? Let's workshop it.
Well, I can tell you what I have been doing that I don't want to ever do again.
What?
So my opening joke was, I'm just happy to be alive, everybody. Happy to be alive. Yeah, I had a near-death experience recently. A couple of months ago, I came this close to getting married.
Oh yeah, it's a good line, but it's also now it's done. Obsolete. It's
obsolete, and plus it's not the style that I want to be writing in anymore.
Yeah.
And I've been working. He actually just called me. I've been working with this comedian from he lives in San Diego now. His name's Andrew Norelli. He's one of the funniest stand-up comedians
Very funny.
I have ever heard in my life. And he's kind of taken me under his wing, and I finally just had the humility because, a lot of comics, we don't like to be like, hey, you could do better if you didn't suck.
Oh, yeah.
That? We just kind of laugh at each other and support each other. Usually in comics and our precious egos, we're not really that good at feedback. And he's been in the game in a long time. But for some reason, he's taken, he's kind of latched onto me, which is weird.
Oh, that's great.
Because I feel like he's like here, and I'm like,
It's well,
Maybe-
you gotta
maybe-
you gotta bring, if you're a shark, you gotta have a guppy with you,
yeah.
Okay,
Wait, who's the shark and who's the guppy?
I don't know.
So anyway, he's done Letterman, he's done Kimmel, he's done, and like, so he's had these opportunities that I feel like I'm not even close to.
Yeah.
And some of them I will never have ever because they don't exist anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
I want to get on the Carson show. If I get that killer set on Carson.
Oh boy, I tell you, if I can get on, if me and Johnny Unitas get on there.
Oh, me and just invite me over to the couch, Carson. Make my career. So anyway, so one of the things that he actually really helped me, but it was one of those things that, like, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah.
And he really pointed out to me, he's going, Paul, if you really want to get to like any sort of like level, like a Brian Regan or a Sebastian or a Jim Gaffigan or any of these guys, he kind of pointed out the writing format, like the joke structure that they all use. And it's something I'd never seen before. What none of those guys do is tell jokes.
Yeah.
Or do misdirection, or do pretty much everything that I've been doing exclusively.
Yeah. Well, because it's a lot of us, as we started out, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's Gary, who is just being so rude, sneezing over in the corner.
Come on, Gary.
Gary. Yeah, so, I mean, even when I started, people would be like, listen, set up punchline, misdirect, set up punchline.
Right.
There's your first 5 minutes.
Right.
And as you get in, you go, okay, no, that's not technically true, because I know that some jokes, they go, okay, rule of threes. You're going to say it's got to be rule of threes, or else it's not going to work.
Right.
And I go, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because
and then you watch Bill Burr, you watch Jim Gaffigan, you watch Kevin Hart, you watch Dave Chappelle, you watch Sarah Silverman, you watch, Taylor Tomlinson, you watch John Mulaney. It's like none of them do that.
Yeah.
And like not even close.
Yeah.
And yet here I am. It's like exactly what she said. It's like, well, I got to be funny. I got to think of that joke. I got to think of the twist. I have to have the setup, and I got to put them down this thing, and then I got to mash the two ideas together. It's like, all right, I'm talking about pancakes on this side.
Yeah.
So I got pancakes, and then I've got guitars. Where's the crossover between pancakes and guitars? And I got to find those witty little like word plays and puns and stuff.
You guys ever been playing a pancake guitar?
Have you ever been doing a pancake guitar and
then all of a sudden a train hits you, twist, and then you
train, insane, plane. I took a plane to see a guitar. It's just
yeah. And then everyone has the answer is that it doesn't matter.
Wait, what doesn't matter?
You're stylistically, it doesn't matter what style you go with, as long as it is true to yourself.
Yes.
So I think one of the hardest things that I had to learn was, how do I talk like myself on stage?
Yeah.
And a lot of that was like, okay, when you're with us, like friends or whatever, and you're having those conversations, and like you have that moment where you're like, you're killing it. You're bam, 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 bam. And you go, okay, what did I do there that I'm not doing on stage?
Right. Yeah, because then it's on stage and it's like, oh, I now need to present to this audience, and then it goes into performer mode, presentation mode.
Yeah.
And now I need to have this script.
Yeah.
And the script needs to trick all of these people into laughing.
Yeah.
Like,
I
gotcha. You see, that was funny.
Yeah.
You thought I was doing this, but then I went this, and now you're laughing. Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's not always that, because some of the greatest performers, it becomes a conversation.
Right.
So we can't say their names because they've been canceled. But some of the greatest like when they sit down on a chair and they talk to you, it almost feels like they're talking to you.
Speaking of needing to fall asleep at night, I think maybe if I hung out with the comic who we're not mentioning,
we're not going to mention it.
I might have no problem falling asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
wake
like,
up.
oh, what?
Wake up.
I put the pill. Hey, Paul, if you want to get to sleep, I'll get the Jello pudding pop. All right.
Okay.
I don't think we're allowed to do that anymore. No,
we're not allowed to. It's, we've been canceled. Thanks.
The previous statement has been redacted.
The opinions don't reflect other people.
We would like to send a message.
Yeah, but
by the way, I'm still nervous about this microphone.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm beginning. I don't know if it's like blowing out, or I'm hoping that it just doesn't sound that good in here, but that once it actually records, that it won't
sound good.
You sound amazing.
Okay, did you play with this thing down there?
Oh, actually, why don't I do this? Wear those for a second.
Yeah.
And see, do you hear what I hear?
I do hear what you hear.
Oh, you think we're okay? I probably should have stopped this less than 40 minutes into our.
I mean, I think it looks good on there. So I think I got an idea. Hold on a second.
Yeah, the question is, do we want to actually stop and make sure that it's doing well?
How's that?
Now it's turned off, so I can't hear anything. Yeah. All right, now it's back.
So I think it's just the headphones.
So it's just the headphones that are popping, not the microphone. Test. Same thing.
Same thing? Okay, so
But, if we just did like a quick...
Yeah, it's the headphones, because I can see.
It's not popping. All right.
Is it better?
We'll edit that part out.
Yeah, we'll edit that part out. What is that? 40 minutes up? Okay.
So, do you want to hear the format? And when... So, anyway, so my buddy Andrew Norelli...
Yeah.
Google Andrew Norelli, look at his David Letterman set, one of the funniest stand-up comedy sets I've ever seen in my life. And I'm kind of like a little humbled that he even talks to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that he will literally say to me, Paul, just get big and let me open for you. Like he's looking at me to be the face of the franchise. And I feel that pressure a little bit, which probably doesn't help with the mental health. Like I need to go be one of the 0.001% of comics who are famous. But anyway, so he just said, Paul, go back and listen to these sets. And I'm like, I've listened to Sebastian, I've listened to Jim Gaffigan and listened to Brian Regan. And he goes, but he's like, Paul, just listen to what they're doing and just tell me what you hear compared to what ultimately I had been doing. Yeah. Right. And it's funny. And I listened to the Brian Regan, I Walked on the Moon comedy special from 2004, which in my opinion is like the best 1 hour of stand-up comedy of all time.
I would say it's almost perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I've listened to, I haven't memorized. I mean, I could do the bits or whatever. But for some reason, I went back and I watched the first bit and I had my Matrix moment of just, oh, this is what all of these comics do. And it's a 4-step formula. Now, like all formulas, you can maybe drop a step, you can swap a step around, but here's the 4-step formula. Step number 1 is they state their observation or what actually happened.
Correct.
So it's an observation or this is what happened. Number 2, they usually did something or thought something in response to the observation or whatever. Step number 3, they have a strong opinion about it.
Correct.
And then number 4, they act it out or they demonstrate it.
Okay.
Right.
So give me, all right, well, I'm just going to throw an example out there. Microphones. Tell me about how you feel about your microphone right now.
So I was doing this podcast and the microphone was kind of cutting out, right? And so I kept like playing with it, right? And I'm just thinking, that's probably not actually helping anything. Like, what's that going to sound like when we get to the podcast? Hi, my name is Paul Green. It's not good, but that's the format, right?
It's great. I love it.
Right? So I'll give you...
That's your opener.
Yeah, right? So I'll give you Brian Regan's opening joke of I Walked on the Moon. So they're going nuts for him, and he goes, hey, thanks. Yeah, that feels great. I'm feeling good, but I actually recently went to the emergency room. Had a stomach virus thing, and I was thinking about calling the ambulance. It's weird, right? Thinking about calling an ambulance for yourself? You call an ambulance for other people. What am I supposed to say? Yeah, can you come get me? Yeah, I don't feel so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come on in. I'll be lying on the floor. Right? So you can see the four steps there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what happened? He had a stomach virus.
Yeah. How do you feel about
What did he think or do?
Yeah.
What he thought was, I should call the ambulance. What was his opinion on what he thought? That's weird.
Yeah.
Why is that weird? Because you don't call an ambulance for yourself. You call it for other people. And then demonstration, act out.
Yeah.
Right? So he acted out how weird his thought was, right? And it's like, now I see that everywhere. Like Bill Burr, right? So my wife likes to watch TV, or my wife likes to watch the Oprah show, and I like to watch my wife watching the Oprah show, right? And then I wait for Oprah to say something I don't agree with, and then I take it out on my wife because I'm an asshole, right?
Yeah.
That's step one. It's a long step one,
Yeah.
right? So Oprah has this woman on, and Oprah gives her this intro. She's been on this, she's been on that, and she does the hardest job there is. She's a mother. And as soon as Oprah said that, I looked at my wife and went, really? Being a mother's the hardest job there is? How many mothers died on ice road truckers last year, right? And then it's just act out, demonstration, right? And then, what a joke, being pinned down by enemy snipers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the act out can be, it's as Andrew describes it, like that's your evidence. It's like trial evidence, right? And you can do as much evidence as you want. And comics usually either do an act out or I say demonstration, but a lot of time analogy is really really popular as well, right?
Oh, look at Mr. English over here.
Mr. English over here with the good grammar.
I got an analogy for you.
Got an analogy.
You got a simile in your pocket for me?
Hey! Or is that just like a banana? See what I did there? So anyway, I'm seeing this formula now everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm going, how can I write like that? And you want to hear something? This was really depressing. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
There's this video of me doing stand-up for the first time ever, and it was in 2012. I had never taken stand-up. I'd never done stand-up. I didn't even want to do stand-up. I was an improviser. But I had this random opportunity to do stand-up comedy at in this backyard singles party. You with me?
I'm in it to win it.
And I found that old video last night because I was having an existential crisis and, all over the place. And I watched it. And I was doing that formula 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my gosh. I had it figured out instinctively.
Yeah.
And then I tried to go do all of this other stuff. Now, it wasn't that good, but it was okay.
Yeah. No, but it makes you go, okay, so one, I don't know why I put number one.
We have bad grammar and we can't count on today's podcast.
Hashtag number one. And this is something that we've talked about before. I don't know if we have talked. Comedy classes are great for some things.
Yes.
But they're not great for teaching you how to be instinctually funny.
Right.
They can't. If you either have it or you don't. So comedy classes are great because they help you hone.
Do you think that's true? Do you think you have it or you don't? You don't?
Yes, I absolutely 100%. I at 100% agree. I feel you have it or you don't.
You do not think that there is anybody who, with work effort, putting in
Gets
the
better.
time, you can get better. But
you can get better, but you can't become. You can't make anybody funny. You can make them funnier.
Gotcha.
But you can't make them funny.
Gotcha. Okay.
And listen, I'm not gonna. We love the people that go to these places, right? And we want to encourage them because comedy is a fun hobby for a lot of people. It's a great hobby, but it is for professional. You can't teach humor. You can teach them. You can tell someone a joke. You can recite this joke.
Right.
But you can't teach someone how to be funny and how to relate to an audience and how to instinctually, like you said, instinctually know that when you go out there, you go, hey, listen, how when I talk to my friends, I go, hey, listen, Paul, dude, okay, so So here's a true story for you. Absolute true story. I'll throw this one out there. There's not a joke yet. I don't touch gasoline handles with just my hand. I don't. I paper towel. I'll use a glove. I'll use whatever is around me. I will not touch.
Which makes perfect sense and makes me wonder why I've been touching gasoline handles that have been touched by a million grubby hands every day.
But you know what?
And then wiping my eyes right after.
Your eyes.
Yeah.
But you know what happened though is because I was in North Dakota and this one I was in North Dakota and I'm getting gas, hand on the gasoline thing, and I look over and there's a woman across on the other side of the gas thing from me, bigger than I am now, right? Big woman, and she had her hand in her butt, all the way inside her butt, just scratch. Oh man, she was just scratching, and she brought it out, and then she did the sniff test, and then I looked at my hand. I looked at her and I was just like, what are the chances that woman has touched this handle? Right?
Or one like unto.
Yeah. And
that's also a simile.
So from that moment, I don't touch gasoline. I don't touch them. And this is way pre-COVID.
Wow.
Way pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Right. And this happened the other a few weeks ago. I was right over here around the corner at the Circle K. There's a lady doing the hand of gasoline, right? Hand of gasoline, eating chocolate. She gets chocolate in her hand, right back there. And all I could think of was that lady who had put her hand in her butt, and all I could think of was like, that's not chocolate. I don't think that's chocolate. I don't think it's chocolate at all.
Yeah.
And so from this moment, I cannot touch a gasoline handle. And if I do, I have to immediately go wash my hands and put hand sanitizer on. It's something that inside of me that just is so disgusted by the thought, because that trauma of watching a woman put her hand inside her butthole, take it out, and then grab a handle.
I'm glad we talked about this.
Yeah. I'm glad I introduced you to a new phobia.
Yeah.
It's my job.
Yeah.
It's what I love. It's like.
So what would be the 4-step formula to turn that into a tight stand-up comedy bit?
I'm pretty sure I just tried to do it. That's what I just tried to do. Make sure we're paying attention.
No, I was paying. I was more disgusted. I don't like bathroom humor, so maybe that's. So I wouldn't be your brand.
It's not even bathroom humor.
When you're talking about scratching butts and sniffing butts. Yeah, that get and that like, chocolate is a reference to feces. That gets bathroomy for me.
Yeah. But still. Anyway, yeah. That's maybe that's something I'll try out. Well, you work on something and I'll try to bring that out, because we'll figure it out. Because one of my best hitters, my hard hitters of all time, it started out as a different joke. It started out as a joke about how much I loved Big ZD. Right?
Oh.
Right?
From oregano's.
No, just in general.
Just in general.
Okay. How much I love Big ZD in general. And then eventually it turned into this bit that was on my album about thick women, about how, because I used to because my wife's skinny now, but I used to always kind of date thick women, you know?
Yeah.
And anyway, so you go, okay, so what was the evolution of that joke? And I was like, man, I love Big ZD. Big ZD's so good, blah, 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 blah. But you know who makes the best Big ZD? Thick girls. And then very quickly I was like, okay, they don't like the Big ZD part. And I started, they like this part.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I had 6 or 7 minutes on thick women that would would make audiences go gaga.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, so who knows what's going to come out?
Yeah.
You start doing the bit about gas handles, your new bit about gas handles. And
oh, I have this great bit about gas handles. That's why I never touch a gas handle. That's what's called joke stealing, everybody, and that'll get you into a lot of trouble with Joe Rogan.
Speaking of, have you ever had a joke stolen from you?
Yes. I've had a joke stolen. It wasn't a joke I cared enough about. It was in a comedy class, and
ooh, okay.
And but But yeah, I did a joke, and it was something like, and honestly, now even that I'm thinking about, it's probably a joke that probably another 1,000 comics have already come up with.
Do you remember are you allowed to tell the joke?
Well, it's a little on the risque side, but but the joke is pretty much like, yeah, you know, I agree with feminism. I agree with equal rights. Like, when I'm having sex with a woman, I don't care who comes first.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that I'm probably not the first one.
Not, I get you're not. I know.
Yeah, there's no way, right?
One, yeah.
So and again, it's jokey joke, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you know. And so anyway, but I remember saying that in a comedy class, and then another student in the class, we did a showcase like a month later, and he said that joke word for word. Here's another time though that this joke wasn't stolen from me, but here's the story. Mm-hmm. So I was in a comedy class, and we were helping each other punch up jokes, right? So there's this comic in the class, and she's pretty new. She hardly has any material at all. And she starts talking about how, like, she got fired from this job because she was eating on the job, but she didn't really have any joke or joke structure to it. So I just came up literally on the spot, and I just said, well, what if you tell the joke like this? Like, yeah, you know, I was working at a restaurant. I got fired for eating. Then I got a job at a bar, but I got fired for eating. Then I got a job as a nanny, and I got fired for, and then I said, go to the audience. They're all going to say eating. And then you say, no, I hate kids. Right?
Yeah.
So the joke comes out. I was working at a restaurant. I got fired for eating on the job. So then I got a job at a bar. I got fired for eating on the job. And then I got a job as a nanny. Of course, I got fired for
child abuse.
No, you're as the audience.
Eating.
And I say, no, I just really hate kids. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway, about a year or two later, I've now moved to LA. And at the time, there was this show on TV called Laughs, I think.
Yeah.
It was like a comedy showcase.
Yep.
Yeah, Laughs on Fox. Taylor Tomlinson used to host it. So I had submitted to get on that show, and they didn't give a crap about old Paul Green. However, that comic, she got on Laughs, and they gave her airtime for one joke.
Yep.
And it was that joke that I had pretty much written. I mean, she had the nugget. She had the nugget.
But you were fine.
Literally, when she came to the class, all she had was like, yeah, I got fired for eating on the job at a restaurant. Mm-hmm. That's all she had.
Yeah.
I took it to the next level. And then she got on TV, and I'm still a bum.
Could have been special.
Could have been a real contender. So yeah, I'm totally in this starting over. I bought the whiteboard. I have the Post-it notes.
Love it.
And I'm just starting off with, last night I just started writing, like, this is what's true about me. This is my opinion. This is my, just writing just honest opinions. What's true. Instead of trying to, what I used to do was like, well, what's funny? Where's the joke? Mm-hmm. Where is the, where's the, oh, I had a near-death experience, misdirect.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this close to getting married. Oh, look at that. Yeah. You know, which always got to laugh. And that's the thing. It's, I've been relatively funny. It's like I have gigs, but it's that kind of willingness to be like
you have to be willing to risk everything, or you won't go anywhere, and that's okay.
If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I've gotten some great things with what I've done before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I keep hitting this sort of ceiling.
Yeah.
And that ceiling, sure, some of it's external. I still have an ego. I want the external validation. I want to get like bigger opportunities, bigger gigs. But honestly, more than anything, Josh, this is real. This is very real right now.
Y'all about to find out.
We're about to get real here on the Midlife Crisis podcast. The reality is,
we turned it to NPR now.
We're turning it into NPR. And on the identity, there was a 2-car pileup. It's backed up until 35th Street.
What? Instead of saying, I think once we hit a certain point of cars in a pileup, they should just call it a Jenga.
We had a Jenga. It's going to be backing up till 46.
Did you hear about Paul's accident? How bad was it? It was a Jenga.
It was a Jenga.
It was a Jenga.
He tried the middle piece. He tried the middle piece too soon. He got greedy.
We're writing jokes as we're doing it.
We're writing jokes as we do it. Hey. But here's the reality.
Okay.
I never felt good about what I was saying on stage.
Yeah.
Ever. And I knew there was something. I knew that I was not doing it right.
Yeah.
And so I felt that every time. So, of course, I never actually really wanted to be on stage because I knew that something was off. And I'm going like, well.
Because you're going, this is disingenuous.
It's disingenuous.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, what do I need to do to actually. And, you know, and this is a whole other argument, not an argument, but a debate that comedians have had for years and they will continue for the end of time, which is how true and how honest do you need to be?
This is what I say. I say you need a kernel of truth to make a bowl of popcorn. That's what I say.
Yeah.
You know, it has to, whatever you're saying has to be rooted in truth in some way, whether it's a true experience, or a true feeling,
True opinion,
a true opinion, but there has to be
a true agitation, a true
kernel of truth. But if you're a good enough writer, and or performer, you can take a little kernel thing and you can turn it into a whole meal.
Yeah.
Like, whereas some other people, they go, you give them a bowl of popcorn and they dump it out.
Right.
And they go, hey, here's what I got. And you go, no. But you have so much more there. And you go, but what about this?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm, on the one hand, it was very refreshing when I finally saw those ones and zeros. Mm-hmm. And my buddy Andrew, he literally went through, like, you know, I sent him the 1 hour comedy special. I was like, is any of this on the right track? And of course, almost none of it was.
Yeah.
But some of it was. And the parts of it that were on the right track was I stated what actually happened. Mm-hmm. I stated what I thought and felt.
Yeah.
I stated my honest opinion, and then I demonstrated.
Exactly.
And you want what's funny? All right. I've been talking a lot about me this time.
And we like that.
So I did this 1 hour special, and my brother was there. And my brother, you know, family, they don't like to see him a lot because we kind of harass them a lot. But every once in a while, they'll come out, right? Mm-hmm. And this was a big event. So he came out. And I had just written this brand new bit, which was the newest bit that I did, which was a little risky because this was kind of a big deal. And I'm doing a bit that wasn't really quite in the pocket, but I still felt good enough about it to do it. And it's a bit about how there are professional bassoon players among us and we don't even know who they are. But this is what they've dedicated their entire life to, right? Uh-huh. And afterwards, he goes up and he goes, you know, that bit about the bassoon that you did, he goes like, that was my favorite bit. And he said something along the lines of, I felt that was, of your entire act, the most true, like, true comedy is kind of how he said it. Like that felt like the most true to the art form of comedy.
Yeah.
And then when my buddy Andrew Norelli watched my entire set, he said that bassoon bit is on the right track.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. And I cut up that entire comedy special. So 60 minutes, and I cut it up into 15, 30, 60 second sound bites.
Yeah.
Almost the entire special you can see in sound clips on TikTok and Instagram. The bassoon bit of every clip outperformed views by far.
Yeah.
Which it was like 10,000, which in absolute terms is zero. But for me, relative, every other clip got the kind of 200 views jail that TikTok puts you in.
Yeah.
That bassoon bit got up to 10,000 because all of these bassoon players and musicians started seeing it and started sharing it. And then I'm getting stitched by actual bassoon players who are like relating to this thing. And it was the most honest when I say honest, I was actually really honest about everything I was talking about. But the presentation, I was trying to present the truth in joke format and in misdirection a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Or playing dumb or whatever.
Because you were, I don't want to say ill-informed, but because it's not. Because if there are some people who that misdirection that is their style, and it is Anthony Jeselnik. That is his style, and it's true to him. But I think that's the thing is like you go, oh, that wasn't true to you,
right?
Also, I think there's so much more you can do because you're like a classically trained jazz pianist.
What?
With all that stuff. Prodigy.
No, I'm not. I don't even know how to play the.
No, it reminded me like it's not the same, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a episode about he goes Captain Holt comes in, he goes, we have a celebrity case, and everyone's like, who's celebrity? So they eventually gets to I think Charles, and he goes, who's the celebrity? He goes, it's John William Schneider, the oboist. And then he's like, silver-tongued. Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
That's funny. I actually had a tag, similar to that. Yeah. I ended up dropping.
But it's just so. But to me, that's just so funny that like, it's like that one. You ever seen that video of the guy with like he's like one of the most famous violinists in the world, and he's at the train station and no one is paying attention to him,
and he's playing like a $10 million Stradivarius violin or something like that,
and everyone's just like, get a job, hippie.
Yeah, you hobo. Man, here's a dime. Yeah, buy yourself a real job.
buy a new violin for you.
Yeah, and and that's the other side of this is at the end of the day, nobody really cares about me. Now people care about me, but you know what I mean.
But that's the great thing about it is that nobody cares.
Yeah.
And we're middle-aged now and we can go, oh yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah.
As long as I'm doing what I got to do, as long as I'm taking care of my family or taking care of your car.
Yeah.
Like,
I do have a family.
But you have
I do live with my dad.
Not anymore. Actually, they're in the other room. I kidnapped them, and
this is your life.
I'm holding them hostage. Anyways, it's a fun game we play.
A fun game called Felonies.
That sounds like a musical. Oh, I went down to the store to get myself some groceries, and then I had a little thing come over my head. Now you see, I had nothing to do, so I pulled out a gun. I said, give me all your money. I did it all for fun.
I was going for a drive in my car, but I didn't get very far because I hit a family of 5. Now I'm in jail and they are unalive. Felonies, felonies, we are committing felonies. Felonies, felonies, we are committing felonies.
I saw a guy on the sidewalk, so I said hello. Then I stuck my knife into his side and went to go. He had all this blood coming out from off his skin. And then I went and said, I'm gonna get your older kin.
Felonies, felonies, we're gonna commit felonies. Felonies, felonies, we're gonna commit felonies. I got me a computer with a strong Wi-Fi, and I thought I'm gonna screw this guy. Now everybody thinks that he is me because I stole his identity. Felonies, felonies, we're gonna commit felonies. Felonies, felonies, we're gonna commit felonies. I think that might have been the most complete song we've ever done on the Midlife Crisis podcast.
We're doing good. We're learning.
We had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
We had a chorus.
Honestly, I can't wait to do this at a live show. I can't wait to do a live Let's Have a Midlife Crisis. I'm very excited about that.
You think it's going to happen?
I absolutely do think it's going to happen.
Make it happen. Give us a large following so we become like the Kill Tony show, and then we can do the Midlife Crisis podcast on the stage at the Mothership in Austin or at the Comedy Store in Hollywood or Where else do we want to do it?
Well, we also want to do Zanies in Nashville. We want to do the
JP's Comedy Club in
JP's
Gilbert.
Obviously, we put if you're gonna put the Comedy Cellar and the Comedy Store and Laugh Factory, and you gotta add JP's.
Gotta add
Comedy
JP's
Club.
Comedy Club.
It's only fair. It's only fair.
Hey,
It's only fair.
hey. He works with me.
Paul, do you want to sing us out? Do you have anything you want to sing us out on?
Felonies, felonies, we're gonna commit felonies, 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 we're gonna commit felonies.
Hey guys, thanks for having a Midlife Crisis with us.